The following is a presentation of Roller Hockey TV.
What you want? Come on. Come on.
Welcome to Roller Hockey Today, worldwide coverage of your sport and the personalities that make it great.
Live from the rinks in Irvine, California, this is Major League Roller Hockey. As tonight, RollerHockeyTV.net presents the top-seeded Hosers versus the number 4 Savages. Hello once again, everybody, and welcome courtside. I'm Chris Matson alongside my partner, Mike the Fireman, and I got to tell you, Mike, heading into this game, the Hosers have plenty of momentum.
Oh, they have. They're undefeated going in, Chris. They've been skating well.
They've been skating well, and they have been blowing through the competition. Conversely, the Savages, well, they are the 4th seed, so you know we have a very tall order ahead of them.
I think they've won one game, but they've been skating well too. They got some young guys. They're flying around the rink.
And I got to tell you, youth usually plays out well in a tournament like this because you want those fresh, young legs going ahead. So all in all, Mike, I think we should see a very entertaining hockey game.
I think so, Chris.
All right, let's see what happens. We'll have the drop of the puck right after this on RollerHockeyTV.net.
This portion of Roller Hockey Today has been brought to you by Rocket Puck, the official puck of Major League Roller Hockey.
Heading full speed in the lane, still getting it.
And a false face-off. We'll try it again. This is the semifinal matchup taking place between the San Diego Hosers and the South Coast Savage. Of course, we started this tournament, as we talked about at the top of the show, with 5 clubs participating in this MLRH event. Ready? And we are ready. And we are set for the drop of the puck here in Irvine. As you see the Hosers in their basic orange jerseys up top, you have South Coast Savage in purple, and we are underway. I got to tell you, Mike, Savage with a big turnover. Quick shot, big save. As the Savage, I got to tell you, they have a tall order ahead of them here today. They come in the heavy underdog in this hockey game.
That's correct, Chris. They got the number 4 seed, so that's why they're playing a number 1 team right now.
Savage came out, they beat the Vikings, in fact, the only team that has been eliminated from this tournament. But since then, Savage lost to Palma 8-4. They lost again to these same Hosers 8-3. And then the Savage lost to the Cowboys 8-3. So defense has definitely been a bit of a problem for the Savage in purple, as they'll play it all the way back inside their own zone. This is a very common tactic in roller hockey. You'll see teams try to regroup in the neutral zone. And especially with a team like South Coast, they are playing shorthanded. They may have the fewest players remaining in this tournament right now. They only have 3 players up front, and then you have an additional 3 as that shot down low is turned aside, and a quick turnaround move to the inside results in a goal. And just like that, bang, bang, San Diego with that potent offense draws first blood just a minute, 15 seconds into this game. You know, San Diego is definitely a quick strike type of an offense.
They are, Chris. They've been wanting to play game after game, and they don't want a rest period at all. They just want to keep playing. So these guys aren't out of breath one little bit.
And the formula does not bode well for the Savages because, bear in mind, like I was saying, they've been giving up 8 goals a game. Their last 3 outings as that shot is cupped against the body of their goaltender, Marcus Verlin, and Verlin will take the faceoff to his right. So San Diego draws first blood, which has pretty much been the case throughout this tournament. Safe to say, in your expert opinion, that the Hosers are perhaps the creme de la creme of this tournament?
I would say so, Chris, but they got a tough competition ahead against the Cowboys and against Palma.
Another odd man situation. Puck is turned aside by Verlin, scooped up at the defense, played offensively back the other way. They counterpunch. One-time shot whistles off the body of the defender, played into the corner, and around the roulette wheel it comes back out to center court.
And South Coast Savage is definitely the underdog here, but they're playing okay now. They might be a little winded though with so few players.
Got to tell you, though, they are playing with a bit of life right now, and I got to tell you, this is the type of tournament, but the game's so closely matched together that it does take a lot out of you over the course of the day. Puck out of the corner. Hosers with it, looking for the trailer. In the high slot, wrist shot is gloved down by Verlin, and he will hang on. Jumping up into the action there was Morgan Capps, and he let fly with a wicked wrist shot that was gloved and held on. 3 minutes gone here in the opening period. San Diego on top 1-0. Face off again to the right of goaltender Marcus Verlin, who's been a very, very active player here in the opening moments of this opening period. In the neutral zone, collecting. Stefan Demopoulos playing down low. Quick wrist shot, steered aside. Poke check to the backboards. Savages having difficulty breaking out of their own zone uncontested. One-time pass connects in the neutral zone. They got a man flying down the middle, but they did not spot him, and instead they elect to play it back. I got to tell you, this type of tactic to me, Mike, plays well for the Savages. I don't know how much you want to press and have men get caught up ice. The goal that was scored in an odd-man situation in favor of San Diego. Along the far boards, driving back to the inside, Parker Moskal. Along the backboard, swept away. Near side, picked up in the high slot area. Stefan Demopoulos. Along the near boards, looking for a man in the high slot, finds him. Cutting aside is Parker Moskal. Again, I am absolutely positively amazed by the way these guys can stop on a dime. I'm an ice hockey player, Mike. And I got to tell you, it is no easy task to stop, as that young man did just behind the net just there now, on a dime. It's very difficult to do.
Well, some of these guys are pretty young too, so maybe that's why you can't do that, Chris.
Are you casting aspersions in my direction, young man? Should I pull out the driver's license right now? Pass down low, broken up in the defense. I don't know. I don't know if I'd win that. If I'd win that bet, come to think of it, you know. Savages with all kinds of time as San Diego backs off through the neutral zone. Nice little shimmy step. Played back inside their own zone, and again, South Coast in their purple jerseys will take refuge in behind their own net. 5 minutes gone, opening period. They only trail by 1. This is the first of 2 semifinal games. Stutter step move to the outside, whistles past the glove of goaltender Zach Cummings, comes to rest along the far boards. Man Watson in the high slot. Here it comes, and Cummings comes way out of his net. Gotta like the way a goaltender spots the man in the open area there, Mike, then comes out to challenge.
We talked about him before, Chris. He's a great goalie. He's doing exceedingly well. Cummings for Savage has been doing well the whole tournament. I mean, perhaps maybe he's getting a big lead from his offense, but he's still doing very well.
Outlet pass, far side. Looking for an option down low. Man late coming into the high slot, wants the pass, does not get it. They'll play it all the way back to the center stripe and backstrap onto the, or should I say, back pedal on their half of the surface. Bat the other way quickly, and that shot rattled the pipe. High in the air it bounds. It caught some of the beams at the top of this arena, and so the officials wisely call the play dead, and they'll spot the face-off to the left of goaltender Marcus Verlin. Well, you know, I'm looking over at that South Coast bench. They only have 2 guys on that bench right now.
As opposed to Savage, I see 5 guys standing ready to go.
There you go. And you can tell one of the guys is sucking wind right now. Pass down low, off the skates of the intended receiver, comes to rest in the corner, but again, Hosers, first man to it, in the slot, stutter step move, whoa, nifty poke check there by the goaltender Marcus Verlin. Back the other way they come. South Coast biding their time. They'll play it all the way back inside their own zone. Again, I like this tactic because the last thing you want to do is get in a shootout with San Diego. They'll just slow it up once again. And they will make San Diego work if they want possession of this puck. But you can tell the Hosers right now already up 1-0. They seem very content to just lay back and say, hey, come at us. Let's go. Under 8 minutes to go. Opening half. San Diego Hosers on top. 1-0. High slot, wrist shot. Cummings came over, but it was blocked at the defense, and that may have taken a bite out of the defender. He is very slow and hobbled, trying to make it back. Tic-tac-toe, pass down low. You can put a stripe through it. 2-0 lead for San Diego.
Baldwin with the assist.
Boy, that was just slick. And that's what I was talking about. You get that man trapped up ice, and all of a sudden you're in a non-man situation, come back the other way, and you wonder how can guys get that wide open behind the defender? Well, that's what happens when you're down a man in your own zone defensively. So, 2-0 in orange. Back the other way. Wrist shot through traffic.
Metcalf. Yeah, Metcalf.
Billy Metcalf with a nifty move outside in, and he took that shot. And again, Marcus Verlin very effective with the blade of that stick. San Diego Savages, again, a very deliberate breakout. They've got a wide open man in the neutral zone. Let's see if they can make the pass to him. He wanted it, did not get it. Dragged off the near boards and back the other way they come. Toe drag move to the inside. Pass to the inside is poked aside at the defense. Head on a swivel for goaltender Zach Cummings as he picks up the puck out of the corner. And back the other way comes San Jose with time. Toe drag move, spinorama, backhand shot, and a blocker save. What a terrific move that was from forehand to backhand and going back upstairs as Parker Moskal did a magnificent job of trying to put himself on the highlight reel. Puck in the corner. 6 minutes to go in the opening period. 2-on-2 situation. They'll crisscross. Moskal again tries to go through the skates. Good read at the defense. Moskal blows out a tire. 3-on-2 opportunity back the other way. But a pass was too far behind the intended receiver. And again, the Savages will have to regroup on the perimeter. Backhand shot. Cummings got a piece of that. Gobbled up at the defense. Now, one of the things, that we've been talking about here in Southern California for so long is the El Nino season here in Southern California. And I understand, Mike, you're going to take off your fireman's cap for a moment and become meteorologist. What do you got for me?
Looks like we're getting a little break from the weather right now. It's been raining for several days out here in so-called sunny California. But guess what, Chris? Back in Alexandria, it's snowing right now where I'm from, back in D.C., so I'll take a little rain.
Hey, I'm a native of Chicago, and one of my best friends sent me a picture from U.S. Cellular Field where the White Sox were playing their second home date of the year, and there was snow on the ballpark. So do I have to change your name now from Mike the Fireman to Mike the Weatherman?
No, I don't think so, Chris.
All right.
I'll stick with the fireman.
All right, good man.
But the rain out here causes condensation on the floor,
It
so
sure
sometimes
does.
it makes it a little slick for these guys, but it seems to be doing okay today.
Hey, I'll tell you, it looks pristine. And I got to tell you, when you're playing this many games in this short a period of time, you want it to be a little bit cool as that shot goes high just inside the top of the crossbar, and just like that, bang, bang. Check it out. Savage on the board, 2-1. That was a nifty cross-ice pass. As that pass was deposited top shelf to cut the lead in half.
Chris, as you know, I'm a big Caps fan. I just want to know if you noticed they won the President's Cup.
Well, you know what? If you want to settle for the President's Cup, go right ahead. I, on the other hand, a lifelong Chicago Blackhawks fan, I'll take 3 Stanley Cups over the last 6 years. Backhand to forehand, swing and a miss. And I think a few times the Blackhawks won the President's Cup during that time. But, for your guys, what my biggest concern is always about the Capitals?
First round playoffs.
Getting past the opening round. You got that right. In the high slot, wrist shot, and again it's fought off by Verlin to the near wall. I'll tell you, Marcus Verlin's played a heck of a game these first 11 minutes or so. Toe drag move to the outside, wicked wrist shot, and again Verlin comes out to challenge. They'll gobble it up defensively and try to counter punch back the other way. Nifty move around the intended defenseman who stepped up and tried the poke check, but they were able to work it down into the corner. And again, South Coast elects to play it all the way back inside their own zone. I like the tact. I like the tact because it's not as taxing on your body, Mike. I also like the tact because you're playing a much more skilled team in San Diego. Oh,
Shot,
look out.
shot,
Big
shot.
turnover. Quick shot. And Cummings come out again to make the big save. He cupped the puck up against his body. If you're just joining us, Chris Matson alongside Mike the Fireman. We are coming to you from the rinks in Irvine, just off the corner of Jamboree and Barranca here in Southern California. Overcast day, chilly day here in Southern California. Rain expected later on this evening. Pristine conditions, though, for players like this to churn up ice. Toe drag move to the inside as losing the puck was Charles Baldwin in the corner, but he'll follow up. Baldwin out of the corner, looks for an option. He's got two of them. Now we'll play it back to the line. Stepping up around the defense. Look out here on the backhand. And mishandling the puck was Steph Demopoulos. Demopoulos again with it. He's got a wide open man behind him. No, he wants to go forward. 3-on-3, back the other way.
If the Savage want to score, Chris, I mean, they're going to have to get out of their own end.
Oh, ain't that the truth? Puck possession, 9/10 of the
Yeah.
law. I don't have to tell you, as the puck is brought out of the corner, quick wrist shot, blocked down to the defense. It's one of the things that I'm impressed with thus far by South Coast. They are cutting off the shooting lanes when possible inside, trying to relegate San Diego to the perimeter whenever they can. And again, they'll slow up the pace. Gotta like it. Controlling the puck is Mike Tash. Tash will send the puck in deep. Tash is an open man near side. It's Brung Bronco. Is that a hockey name or what? Quick wrist shot, big save. Loose puck gobbled up in the defense. Swatted back into the corner by Brung Bronco. I'm going to love saying that before this game's over. I was just waiting for him to touch the puck, for crying out loud. Back the other way, wrist shot and out of his net again as Marcus Verlin, referee loses sight of it, and we'll get a whistle and a stoppage in play. 2-1 game. Hosers, who come into this game undefeated, the top seed in the tourney, playing the number 4 seed, leading by 1 with under a minute to go. They'll regroup in the neutral zone. Morgan Caps with it. Along the near boards is Dom Kieser. Kieser wanted the puck. He'll now trail as that long shot is steered aside. Speedy Gonzalez took it. Aerial pass comes to rest along the far wings boards, and back to get it again is Dom Kieser. On the forecheck is Chad Lewis. Trying to crack the code in over the zone. Looking for an option is Billy Metcalf. There he finds one. Stepping up, looking, shooting with Speedy Gonzalez. And I got to tell you, these guys, you do not want them to get between the circles. And Gonzalez took that pass, drew it to the forehand, snaps it home. And just before the end of the half, it is a 3-1 San Diego Hosers lead.
Yes, that's why he's nicknamed Speedy, Chris, man. He was moving.
Yeah, ain't that the truth. Last opportunity here. Time winding down, and Cummins got the pad on it, and that'll do it. Well, pretty much as planned, San Diego came out. They got the first goal. They got the second goal. And then South Coast thought they had a little bit of life when they got that marker down 2-1.
Yeah, 3-1. I think people were surprised that it's 3-1. I think people might have thought it would be a little bit bigger margin than this at the halftime, but Savage are hanging in there.
So here we are at halftime. Chris Matson alongside my partner, Mike the Fireman. And we remind you, we have another 15-minute half to go.
This portion of Roller Hockey Today has been brought to you by Hockey Monkey.
HockeyMonkey.com, offering the largest selection on top lines from Bauer, like Supreme Sticks, React Helmets, Vapor Gloves, and Supreme Skates. Whether you're a beginner or a pro, gear up with the best hockey equipment at HockeyMonkey.com. You're one click away from getting the best deals on all the latest Bauer gear. See the complete lineup now at HockeyMonkey.com. What you need to play.
I think to their credit, a couple of things when I think of South Coast, Mike, and that is, A, they're shorthanded. And that's taxing enough as it is. But the other thing that I give South Coast a lot of credit for is the fact that they are trying their best to sort of force the issue offensively. They've gotten caught up court a couple of times, and it's cost them. But they're trying to bring the play. And this is a team, as I pointed out, I mean, their last couple of outings, they've given up 8 goals against.
Correct.
So it'll be interesting to see, conditioning-wise, how these guys are going to hold up in the final 15.
Well, Verlin's playing well for him as a goal. Like it's only they get 3 goals, but it might seem like a lot. But I'm sure he's had at least 6 or 7 saves that I can count.
So As we move forward, San Diego and Orange will move left to right through your screen. You'll have South Coast, that is. The Savages going from right to left. So Verlin moves to our right in goal. Zach Cummings moves to our left in goal. Nice little bit of defense displayed there by Reed Kinsey as the puck is played back to the line. And they'll counter-punch back the other way. Stepping up, Billy Metcalf again. He's got time, he winds, he shoots. And again, the big save and the big fat rebound is chewed up by the defense. Marcus Verlin has been the story in this game. He has kept South Coast in it. Kevin Tanaka stops behind the net. He's got a poacher way up court if they can find him. Near side, controlling. Chad Lewis rims the puck around the boards. Nice little hook from behind, stripped his man of the puck, looking for an option. One-time pass down low, has to get scooped up out of the corner. Play it back to the line, controlling, far side. Near side feed. Now they have a man in motion, and Tanaka down low again, but they mishandle the puck. Good forecheck up front by Billy Metcalf to force the misplay, and South Coast will have to come back the other way. Around 2 men, now 3 on 3 back the other way. In behind the net looking for an option. They'll play it all the way back out, and there to scoop it up back inside his own zone. Far side. Very mild forecheck being applied right now by San Diego. They're up by 2, so they're in no particular hurry. Back the other way on the short end. Trying to step around his man was Mike Tash. Tash was stripped to the puck. Outlet pass back the other way, and look out here. They've got a poacher down low. That's Dom Kieser. He wants the pass. There it is down low, but it was poke check decided the defense. In behind the net. Kieser again gets wrapped up and controlling. South Coast will play it back the other way. They've got a man down low. Aerial pass chopped down at the defense. What a nifty play that was, and look at that. 2 bursts of speed, and off they go. Back the other way. Takix with a shot that was blocked down to the defense. Boy, I got to tell you, some of these guys, 2 strides and they're gone.
They are quick, Chris. They are quick. Quicker than you or I. Well, me anyway.
I was going to say, speak for yourself, young man. You know, back the other way they come. 3-1 lead in Orange, leading. Drop pass. Steph Demopoulos plays it in down low. Verlin got a piece of that. Defense trying to control a loose puck. They get help. 3 minutes gone. Out of the corner. Looking back, Bronco will play it out front. Chop down at the defense. Time to regroup and just slow things up just a little bit. Controlling near side, David Baldwin. Plays to the far wing boards. Outlet pass gets scooped up by Parker Moskal. He'll step up to the outside. His shot gets blocked down. Along the backboards, good pursuit of the puck by Moskal. Had a man out front, could not get the puck to him. Oh, little toe drag move. 1 move too many. Lost control of the puck. Counter punching back the other way. 2-on-1 if they hurry. Oh, stopping on a dime, waiting, looking, dropping it back in the high slot. And again, that toe drag move to the outside. But South Coast forced to play back. Aerial feed down low, chopped down at the defense. I got to tell you, Mike, this next goal, critical. Can you imagine? If somehow, some way, South Coast can pick one up, they'll pull within one. As again, San Diego bids for another. But let's face it, a 3-goal lead by San Diego.
South Coast is up there.
Yep, there they go again. It's the blocker, and the paddle was down for goaltender Zach Cummings to thwart that attempt. They'll counterpunch back the other way. Speedy Gonzalez, he's got one already. Toe drag move to the outside, and that rolled off the toe of his stick. 10.5 minutes to go here in the second.
South Coast is not quitting. They're still out there playing hard.
Look at them go. To the
Nice
inside.
move.
Poke checked aside as they tried to pull it to the inside and get off a quality shot. The trailer was Kevin Tanaka, but it was thwarted at the defense, and we'll get a stoppage and play. Bear in mind, though, stoppage and play does not stop the clock.
All right, we're at 10 minutes now, still ticking. Like you said, 3-1 is not too bad. It gets to be 4-1, 10 minutes.
And you know what's even
Short time.
better? When you're down by 2 and the other team takes a penalty. That's what we have here. Power play opportunity. 4-on-3 now for the South Coast Savage. Inside the zone. Notice the three-man pyramid. One man high in orange, two down low. That's a tough code to crack, let me tell you. But you want to start seeping them back a little bit. Let's see if they force the issue. They are. They're going to try to play some offense while on defense. Back the other way. They got a man up ice on the backhand. Oh, good recovery on the back check to strip his man of the puck. Wow. I got to tell you, Ryan Tackes took off, and they suddenly had a 2-on-1 shorthanded back the other way. 1:20 to go, by the way, on that high sticking penalty. Pass down low, swatted aside by Zach Cummings, and again, it'll be going the full length of the rink for South Coast. They got a wide open man on the wide side. He wants the puck. Let's see if they give it to him. Thus far, they're looking the other way, to the near side. Controlling Tanaka. Now he plays it to the far side. Along the backboards, they'll swipe it to an open point. And cutting over to get it is Mike Tash. Tanaka with it again. He's on the forehand. Plays down low, wants give and go, won't get it. Out it comes back to the high slot area. Played down low, 43 seconds to go on this power play opportunity as it's broken up in the defense. And here they go again. From defense to offense, back the other way. Billy Metcalf looking, waiting, still waiting. And he shoots, and he caught the side of the net.
It's not been the most effective power play I've ever seen, Chris.
Well, let's see what happens here. They can catch him in an odd man situation if they hustle, but instead they slow up the pace, and that allows San Diego to get a fresh body over top of the boards. And that fresh body will counterpunch back the other way. Here comes Charles Baldwin in over the line. Boy, he's got some wheels, pardon the pun.
10 seconds left in the power play. They need to move.
That's right. One more opportunity on this power play advantage. Pass down low, quick. Wrist shot, caught the pipe. Oh, my, they came that close to pulling within one. Banked off the far boards and now fresh out of the box. Here they come back the other way. We're back at full strength, 4-on-4. One-time shot, saved by the left pad of Marcus Verlin. Verlin read that beautifully.
No checking today, Chris, but as you can see, as we're getting into the semifinal and into the championship game.
There's a little rubbing of sweaters out there, as they like to say.
The refs are letting him play. That's good.
Kevin Tanaka, near side. Drifts back to his side of the red line. Now steps up over it. Loose puck, far side, he controls. Tried to step around the defense. He does. What a move, but he lost control of the puck. Nice outlet pass in the neutral zone. Charles Baldwin cuts to the outside. Baldwin looking for an option, head on a swivel. Still looking, has a man wide open in the high slot. Here's Morgan, caps his shot, blocked out. It's in the pads of the goaltender dugout. Another opportunity. They want the pass here. It comes, the shot blocked down as Charles Baldwin tapping the stick on the court, got the pass he wanted. Baldwin still has it, 6:45 to go. Here in the second half, up by 2. You know, this is an interesting moment in the game because if you're the Hosers, you could really play keep away the rest of the way and you're going to the championship game.
They're not doing it.
But they're not. I was going to say, these guys are nothing but offenses. That shot is swiped in on goal. Verlin got the left pad on it, but I'm looking at the official to see if they're going to say that it crossed the line. Apparently not. He was able to pin it up against the left post, and we will get a stoppage in play as that shot hugged the ice all the way. Fresh bodies on for San Diego. Stepping onto the court. Near side. You got Steph Demopoulos. As an outlet pass connects. Brought it over the line. Little bump check there. Into the corner. Chad Lewis. Lewis still with it. Relegated to the outside. Wants none of that. Tries to reverse the angle. Plays it into the corner. And again, cutting over to get it. San Diego, cool under pressure, coughs it up. High slot, quick shot, and Cummins got a piece of that. Counter punching back the other way.
Kaiser with the puck.
Looking down low, it gets poke checked aside. I don't know about you, Mike, but this San Diego club, they're pretty impressive. It's just one set of Hot Wheels after the other. I mean, these guys are just speed on top of speed. As that shot caught nothing but pipe. Wow.
I was going to say not much defense, Chris, but they shut that power play down pretty effectively.
What a one-time shot and what a right pad save by Zach Cummings. Out of the corner again, looking, they send through traffic. And here they come counter-punching back the other way again. Dom Kieser with it. Kieser looking to the wide side, wants it back, cutting to the inside. The shot gets blocked out of the defense. That's the element of the game that I've been talking about many times, Mike, and that is the Savages' ability to come back and shut things down defensively. They've done a fine job, especially for a team, like I say, that was so porous over their last 3 games, giving up 8 goals apiece. Now we look at the clock. 4.5 minutes to go here in the second half. And as you can tell, San Diego's saying, fine, you want it, come get it. And right now, South Coast showing some signs of fatigue. Along the backboards, 2-man scrum. Played up the far wing boards. Hope you're enjoying the call of the action. Chris Madsen alongside Mike the Fireman here on RollerHockeyTV.net. And we remind you, for all upcoming tournament action, go to MLRH.com, MajorLeagueRollerHockey.com. Back the other way they come. Out of the corner. They have options. They will elect to just try and rag the puck just a little bit, buy themselves a little bit of time, grind it down a little bit more on South Coast. And they've done a fine job of that.
Hey, Chris, if the Savage get a goal here in a little bit, they can take advantage of the stop time at 2 minutes.
That is true.
They got to move. 3:34 left.
Well, I think that if you're looking at potential turning points for the Savage in this game, that maybe the biggest missed opportunity was that power play, because it was a very ineffective power play.
Correct.
And with that, you got to give credit to San Diego.
That's what I'm saying. Like they seem to be mainly an offensive team, but they did very well in a power play.
Draw controlled, and they'll counterpunch back the other way. But they're on the short end of a 2-on-3. Long shot, never made it through traffic. By the way, while we have a moment, I want to thank our producer, Jared No, the terrific job that he's doing here today, as well as our camera operator, Todd Summers. What a fantastic job they're doing as we bring you the action here on RollerHockeyTV.net from Irvine, California. By the way, Irvine, California, rated the #1 safest city in America. Did you know that?
I did not know that, Chris.
See, stick with me, friend. We're learning something every day, and what we're learning right now is we've got ourselves a game. Boy, what a slew sayer you are, my friend. You talked about getting a goal and trying to pull within 1 with stop time, and may I offer a tip of the Southern California cap, my friend? Wow.
May not be the safest neighborhood for now for the Savage with that goal scored.
I thought I was going to say, with you in the neighborhood, it's not the safest neighborhood. Is that what you were going to tell me?
That's good, Chris. That's good.
Couldn't pass that one up, Mike. You should have put it on the tee for me. Saw an opening out left field, thought I'd drive it out of the ballpark. But anyway, this is a good time for a timeout. You get your timeout, you're able to burn it, and the Savages saying, hey, you know what? Time is grinding down. There's 2:36 left on the clock. We're driving offensively, and let's see perhaps if we can catch a second wind here. And, as we take a look at both teams, the man who has taken off his helmet, now bending over to pick it back up and put it back on in purple, is Marcus Berlin. And no matter how this game ends up, to me, Marcus Berlin has been the best player on the surface, from the standpoint that the odds were long, Mike, and yet he has made them relatively short.
I have to agree, Chris. I have to agree with that. Yeah.
Now, I think the referee is going over. There's a little bit of conversation, and I think the conversation is, did that last shot go in or did it not go in? And now they're coming over.
Looks like it didn't go in, Chris. They're not scoring it.
They're not scoring it. The players are pointing at the clock. It's showing 3-1 on the clock, but apparently they're going to rule that puck did not go in the net. So again, down by 2. I take back all the slew-saying compliments that I gave to you now as we approach stop time. So out they come very deliberately. And you can tell they're just going to grind the clock down right now. They're going to do this all day long if South Coast allows them to. As we approach 2 minutes to go. Hey, look, check it out. You are back to slew sayer status, my
3-2,
friend.
they
finally put the goal up. I knew it went in. I just couldn't understand why there was all the discussion.
I mean, Chris, for the Savage to play as not as bad, but poorly in this tournament, and to be within one goal of going to the championship game with a minute and a half left, that says something.
And need I remind you, knocking out the top seed potentially.
There you go.
You know, but look at, they're playing it wise now. They're going to say, "Come and get it, boys. Come and get it." Quite honestly, I didn't know why they weren't doing this when it was 3-1. We mentioned it before. But now, I mean, you got to get the puck, and if you poach too much, this is going to happen. You get caught with a man trapped back to the inside, looking for an option. Now again, they're going to make them work for the puck. So evidently, it appears as though, barring a breakaway, San Diego's going to be happy with a 1-goal victory. Chad Lewis comes back to try to take the puck away. One last gasp here for South Coast. Net is empty. Extra attacker on. 5
1 minute
attackers on. Yeah, here we go. Inside a minute to go. They got the extra attacker on. I like the way sticks are down for San Diego, though. They got sticks in the passing lane as that one made its way through, and a grade A opportunity is denied. Chop opportunity again, chopped in on goal, and Cummings was able to get a pad on it and hold on. Stop time, though, now. 43.1 to go. Now, bear in mind, they've already burned the timeout. So
That was two good shots on goal right there, of course.
well, the first one was a grade A opportunity, no doubt. So back to the draws, control that face-off, oh so important, long wrist shot, blocked down, open net ahead, looking, waiting, shooting, and he caught the pipe. Charles Baldwin could have put it away right there. He caught nothing but pipe. Or as they say in the bigs, a metallurgic save. Wide side feed, broken up at the defense. Let's take another open shot at it. Wide open man. Oh, he's going to get another chance. Give and go and just tap it home, and that'll do it. But I got to tell you, kudos to South Coast. They played one heck of a game.
That was an exciting game, Chris.
And you see some of the San Diego Hosers, they're saying, hey, come on, aren't you going to run the clock out now? We're up 4-2, but 16.5 is on the clock. And I got to tell you, I'm all about champions' dues, what you have earned. And in my particular opinion, South Coast deserves to play the final 16 and a half seconds. Long rising shot, blocked by the chest of Cummings. Fat rebound, side of the net, turned aside by Cummings. I'll tell you, there's just no quit in either one of these goaltenders. Although Verlin will close out this game on the bench, as you would imagine, and that'll do it, Mike.
Final 4-2, Chris.
That's right. Final is 4-2. San Diego takes care of South Coast, and that means, Mike, that one half of our championship game is set.
Right, we got the second one coming up. Number 2 versus number 3.
And number 2 versus number 3 would have the Cowboys taking on Palma. So one of the great traditions in hockey taking place right now out at center court, the handshakes. It was a battle all the way through. Gentlemen, to the end, they even come over and fist pump the referees. How about that? Gotta love that kind of sportsmanship as we get set for the next round. The semifinal, the second semifinal of this tournament as we move on to the final round of this MLRH tournament. For Mike the Fireman, I'm Chris Madsen. Your final score, once again, Hosers 4, Savage 2. We'll be back with the next semifinal action right after this. And we welcome you back inside of the rinks here in Irvine, California. I'm joined by the coach and GM of the victorious Hosers just moments ago. His son Charles is standing to my left, but I want to start with Pops here, and that is, Steve, tell me a little bit about your hockey club. It's been an impressive start, no doubt.
Well, the Hosers is one of the oldest roller hockey clubs in America. It was started in 1981 as a quad roller hockey team before inlines were invented, and we've been kicking rear end ever since then.
And you've done so in this tournament, no doubt, undefeated thus far. I want to ask you, Dad, you got 2 boys playing on the team. Did you ever play yourself?
Oh, of course I did. I was a longtime quad player with the Nationals many times, with the Hosers, as a matter of fact. And I play in the Old Man's League today.
Right on. So I turn to you, Charles, and I got to say, have you seen the old man play? Can you give us a scouting report?
He wins a lot of the small battles.
The small battles, right on. But congratulations to you and your hockey club. You right now, of course, unbeaten. I just got to ask you one question, though, because if memory serves me correctly. Didn't you have the open net? You caught nothing but pipe?
You know, I don't do open net goals.
You don't do open net goals.
It's not my thing.
It's not your thing. As opposed to other players that take them any way they can get them.
Yeah, they can take it from me.
Mike, you got a question?
Yeah, I got a question for you. How do you think their Savage play? We saw them play it all afternoon. They gave you guys a pretty good game.
Everyone's been playing good games. Everyone's been winning the small battles left and right, so it's been fun to be out here.
You know, I got to ask you, though, Charles, conditioning-wise, I mean, you're playing a lot of hockey in a relatively short period of time. Do you like the fact that you're going to get a little bit of a breather here now before you have to suit up again and play in the championship game?
Yeah, it's going to be nice. You know, I'll have time to grab a pizza from the snack bar, so.
All right.
Hey,
Pizza.
Coach, I got a question.
Go
for you.
ahead.
I understand you're back from used to live back in my area, back in Fairfax, in Alexandria area.
I did. The Mad Dogs roller hockey program was a youth program that Charles played for and all my sons played for, and it was a very powerful program all throughout Virginia.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Well, you know, as we get set for the championship showdown, it's going to take place once these two clubs get set. So what we're going to do is we're going to break away here from now. We're going to bring in the other semifinal showdown. Gentlemen, best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right, let's go back to the action.
What you want, what you want. Come on. What you want, what you want. Come on. Come on.
Welcome to Roller Hockey Today, worldwide coverage of your sport and the personalities that make it great.